welcome to the Sugar Bell Review, a program dedicated to learning about the people, places, and policies that make up the Bellbrook Sugar Creek community. This evening, we have with us Virginia Slouffman, who has come from the Board of Education, and as well as last week, we had David Carpenter, so we're glad you could join us. And we definitely would love to know a little bit more about you too, because we know that your life is much bigger than just your BOE duties. So thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Now, I was hoping we started off with David last time with what he did outside of the Board of Education for a job. Do you work or are you retired?
I work. I have a few jobs. Yes. I teach math at Sinclair.
Oh, cool.
And I'm a university supervisor for Wittenberg.
Wittenberg?
Wittenberg University in Springfield.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It keeps you busy.
I like it.
So how long have you been teaching math at Sinclair?
About 6 years.
Okay. Did you teach before that?
Yeah, 4 different school systems. Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. So that's cool. So you've been a teacher
Forever.
forever? Okay. Was math your favorite subject or?
It became my favorite subject. I also liked writing and English. But yeah, I had to do so much research for math when I was the department chair that it became very likable.
Well, that's definitely good. I know that I preferred my college math teachers over my high school ones. So I suspect that by that point they all probably were much more familiar with the subject in some way.
Well, people who've kept up with the subject are teaching it much differently than like when I had in high school and hated it. Or actually, they understand it now if they're being taught appropriately.
That's really cool. So you've seen a lot of those changes because I know math is completely
Yes.
different with my kids
Yes.
than it was with me. We actually had struggles with trying to, okay, how do I teach this? You know, when they had trouble at home. So
Yes,
that's a lot of shifts over the years.
for the good.
That's cool. That it's neat that you have that perspective of time. So what other things do you do then? I mean, it sounds like you're really busy with the 2 jobs, but do you have any hobbies that you do?
I like cooking, and I'm actually pretty good at it. And I like to work in my flower gardens, and I sew
Oh, you do.
when I have time.
I could talk all night about sewing. So do you quilt or do you sew bags? What do you?
Right now, I do mostly draperies, custom made for me. I don't do them for anybody else. I used to make a lot more things, but it's cheaper now to buy them. When we were very young and poor, I used to make all of my husband's suits that he wore to work,
Oh.
but it is cheaper to buy them now.
Yeah, no, that I completely understand. Unless it's just the fabric itself is not, especially good quality suit fabric.
Yes.
It's going to cost as much as just going into Men's Warehouse. But suits are not easy at all. I
Well, I always
respect that.
liked it. Took some pioneering and some dedication, but it was a challenge, and I liked it.
Yes, it is. I've avoided actually because of the pants I'm a little less uncomfortable with, but like the suit jacket with the lining, and it's definitely an art form. So I'm
It can be easy too, with new methods. Yeah.
well, that's cool. And what do you like to cook?
Oh, I cook all kinds of things. Before the pandemic, we had family dinner every Sunday night, which meant 15 to 18 people.
That's
And
cool.
Yeah, so
Really neat.
spaghetti. You have my own sauce. It's pretty wonderful, and it's not spaghetti, I've heard, unless you have homemade garlic bread. So we do that. We make our own salad dressing, which I have some little granddaughters who come over on Sunday, and they've said, cooking school is open, And they like to make these things, and it's really a lot
so much
of fun. Yeah.
That does sound neat. Now, do you have other than your spaghetti sauce, do you have a specialty that you're like, this is what it's my favorite thing to make, or
No.
no? It's just like cooking
No.
for the whole family?
Beef bourguignon and some other little things like that that they like. Usually they tell me what they want, and we try to do that.
That is, yeah. I'm just trying to think of cooking for that many people all the time. We do it on Thanksgiving. We've cooked for large meals, but that's a lot of people to cook for on a regular basis.
Well, you kind of get into it.
That's neat that your family is local then, that you can
Well,
get
most of them are, except
Oh.
my son in New York.
Does he come home regularly at least? You get to see him as part of the deal on
Maybe a
occasion?
couple of times a year, or we go there, things like that. Sometimes we'll go to locations he's at
Well, that's cool.
and do that. Yes, he has a cute little family, and we like them.
Yeah, it would be fun to get up. I've got family in California, and I know traveling to see family is difficult. So that's neat that you get to see him a little regularly.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Now, have you been in the Bellbrook area for a long time? or-
Yeah, I don't know how long, but I was watching David, and I thought 43 years sounds about right, so maybe I'll just take that. We lived here before we had children.
Oh my goodness. So you've also seen the sort of explosion of,
Monumental changes, yes.
other than the
Yes.
Taco Bell, what would what would be one of your fond memories of how things have grown?
My fond memories before things have grown was the woods, and it seems like those are gone, but yeah, we have good memories of the wooded areas. And my kids, when they were young, couldn't go walk to the store or anything because there weren't any,
Ah.
so that was fine too.
Is it nice? Do you like the Sugar Creek green spaces at least? I mean, it
Oh,
seems like
heavens,
Sugar Creek
yes. Well,
is,
Bellbrook has a lot of those too.
yeah, the area has tried really hard to at least keep some of the natural beauty, which I
Yeah,
think is
and the lots are
amazing.
bigger, and yes, so it's very nice.
Why did you decide to take and volunteer your time, essentially? I mean, I know you guys get a small stipend, but it's not much for meetings. But why did you decide you wanted to be on the board?
I was asked by a few people and thought about it a lot, prayed about it, and decided this is definitely in my skill set, and I'm going to go ahead and run, and I won't be embarrassed if I don't win. So it's been very interesting, and I like encouraging people and helping people.
Yeah, I can't imagine that this has been a fun time. How long have you been? That's one of the things that I know that Karen and Kevin just joined, and I don't believe David's been on the board for too many years. You're the only member. I'm actually unsure of how long you've been on the board.
I think about 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you must have, we've been here a little longer than that. So, okay. Well, that's cool. Thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of that. It's definitely, from what I've seen, a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
Now, is there anything else? Do you have any pets? Anything else
I
that keeps
do.
you busy at
I
home?
have the cutest little dog named Charlotte, and we
Aw.
just like her so much. But we've always had a dog or two. Dogs are great.
They really are. Now, do you have any hobbies other than the cooking? Do you
Cooking, flowers, sewing.
flowers? That's
Yeah.
right. We discussed that. Do you have a big garden?
I have lots of little gardens, lots of flower gardens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? I mean,
a
flower?
favorite garden? Oh, a favorite flower? I think the bee balm is my favorite.
Okay. I am not actually sure what that looks like. I'm going to have to Google it.
Beautiful.
I look forward to it. So tell me a little bit about your past and just growing up here and raising a family here. It sounds like it's an adventure in and of itself, considering the amount of change that you've witnessed as you've been here. So what's it been like seeing the development?
The kids were always really good kids, and we enjoyed their escapades. And many days we didn't know how many would actually be at our dinner table, but the kids would invite their friends or say, why don't you stay or something. So we just always learned to make extra. And when I think all three of them were lifeguards at Brookview, and our oldest son was actually managed it for about 4 years while he was in college. Cool. And we just kind of got used to taking dinner down to the pool and feeding them down there. And that kind of grew. The other lifeguards kind of joined in and, you know, that kind of stuff. But it was fun.
Yeah,
it's fun having kids around and enjoying their personalities.
Sounds like you've been cooking for a lot of people for a long time, too.
Yeah, only the swim pool meetings were probably not as elaborate, but yeah.
Quite a few PB&Js that you'd bring down there?
No, we had roast beef and mashed potatoes. And,
oh, those lifeguards ate well.
Oh, yeah, they liked it.
I can imagine.
It. Yeah.
And they were all high school, college level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that must be great for them.
I think they liked it. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Anything else that you remember about the time here as you guys have just, because that's the one thing I've been kind of missing is trying to get people to tell me about how the community has grown and their experiences with it. So I'm loving hearing about how it's changed because we've been here for 5 years. And so it's been a fairly suburban community since we've been here. So, I mean, what was it like before?
Well, people are people, no matter where they are or where they go to school or where they live. Life here has been good. We have many good friends, many people we enjoy running into and talking to on our walks. And even when my dog escapes, we enjoy those people too that help us catch her.
Hopefully that's not a regular occurrence.
No.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a cockapoo.
Okay.
She's a sweetie.
Who occasionally likes to go for little explorations.
Yeah, she doesn't go far, but yeah, once in a while.
It's always a good excuse to get to know your neighbors. Right?
Really.
Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight, and we're really glad that you could join us on this Sunday evening. And if you guys would tune in, we will be talking to Jeff Leeming from the Sugar Creek Fire Department on July 1st about fireworks safety in the area. So if you join us on July 1st, we will have him to talk to. Thank you so much and have a great night.